Forget about our quiet, boring moon. What if I, right now, erase it from the sky and hang in its place Saturn? Just look at these shots, giant rings from horizon to horizon. Looks mesmerizing, right? Well, not exactly. This is an instant death sentence for our planet. The gas giant's gravity is literally tearing Earth apart. Monstrous tsunamis are erasing continents. The Earth's crust is cracking at the seams, and our cities are turning to dust in a matter of seconds. But we aren't here just to destroy Earth. Today, we're thinking bigger. In this experiment, we're going to give Saturn a real stress test and throw it into the ultimate inferno, into an orbit right next to the Sun. What will happen to its famous rings at temperatures of thousands of degrees? Will the Lord of the Rings survive a meeting with our star? Spoiler, the physics of the simulator will go crazy, and the finale of this gravitational madness will simply shock you. Fasten your seatbelts. We're starting. Before we replace our moon, let's realize what we're actually dealing with. Saturn isn't just some pretty rings, it's a cosmic monster that could swallow 760 Earths, and it's bringing an army of 146 moons along for the ride. That includes Enceladus, blasting giant water geysers, and Titan, a moon bigger than Mercury with oceans of liquid methane. But Saturn itself is pure hell. There is no solid surface to land on, just an endless free fall into crushing pressure, whipped by 1,800 km/h winds. That's 10 times a Category 5 hurricane. Now imagine dropping this entire gas nightmare, its rings, and its 146 moons right next to the Sun. Honestly, the result simply shocks me. We know that Saturn is a monster, a colossal beast made of 96% hydrogen, swirling with storms that could swallow entire continents. But before dropping this giant onto our defenseless Earth, let's check what it is actually capable of. Let's pit it against the only object in our system that surpasses it in mass and power, our Sun, the undisputed king that holds 99.8% of all the mass in our solar system. I am taking Saturn, along with its entire army of 146 moons, and moving it from the freezing darkness of the outer solar system, where it usually sits over 1 billion kilometers away, directly into the most dangerous place imaginable, right up against the blazing star, into temperatures exceeding 1,000,000 degrees. And what happens next breaks all the laws of physics. Look at its famous rings. In deep space, this is a magnificent dance of billions of tons of frozen water and rock. These rings are incredibly wide, but shockingly thin, in some places less than 10 meters thick. They have zero protection. So here, under the direct scorching blow of the solar heat, they ignite instantly. The ice doesn't just melt. The transition is so violent it bypasses the liquid phase entirely. It explodes through explosive sublimation, turning into superheated plasma. The Sun's gravity intercepts these rings. They begin to stretch for millions of kilometers, forever leaving their home planet. Now they enter their own orbit around the Sun, a deadly belt of boiling matter. But this is just the beginning. Look at Saturn's moons, at that very retinue it dragged along with it. Titan, a huge world with rivers and lakes of liquid methane and an atmosphere 50% thicker than Earth's. Finding itself so close to the star, this methane instantly boils. Solar radiation ruthlessly rips its molecules apart. Titan flares up brighter than any comet. A giant fiery halo appears around it. Gases under monstrous pressure break through the crust and fountain right into open space. The dense atmosphere of the moon turns into one continuous roaring fire. It becomes just a blazing sphere, bleeding plasma. Enceladus, which until recently was completely covered with a multi-kilometer layer of ice, is now also unrecognizable. This moon hit a vast global ocean of liquid water beneath its crust, but as the heat penetrates, that hidden ocean flash boils. The internal pressure shatters the moon from the inside out. Its snow-white surface has become fiery red. Oceans evaporated in a matter of seconds. It turned into a broken piece of red-hot rock. And what about the Lord of the Rings himself? Saturn no longer looks calm and beige. Its huge gas atmosphere is heated to thousands of degrees. In astronomy, there are extreme exoplanets called hot Jupiters. Well, we just created the ultimate hot Saturn. It glows from within. The huge gas giant itself becomes like a small star. It boils. But the sun is not satisfied. I take the red-hot Saturn and move it even closer. We are crossing a deadly boundary known as the Roche limit, to where the star's gravity becomes an absolute, insurmountable weapon. And at this moment, Saturn is doomed. Monstrous tidal forces are so colossal that they pull the near side of the gas giant much stronger than the far side. The difference in gravitational pull is millions of times greater than what our moon does to Earth. Saturn can no longer hold its shape. It gets flattened. It stretches into a giant fiery oval, and the next second, it is simply torn to pieces. This is not an explosion. This is total annihilation. Through a violent process called hydrodynamic escape, the sun's gravity literally strips millions of tons of gas from Saturn, grinding it layer by layer, feeding the very beast that is destroying it. Look at this finale. A planet that survived for 4.5 billion years, erased in mere hours. The Lord of the Rings has ceased to exist. There is absolutely nothing left of the second largest planet in our system. Instead, an endless cemetery now revolves around the sun. Fragments of dead moons, red-hot dust, and giant glowing gas nebulas. The sun ground Saturn into powder. But if our star could do this to a gas giant, if a monster like Saturn can be swatted away like a fly, imagine what Saturn itself will do when we collide it with our fragile, tiny Earth. This is exactly what we are going to check right now. Look at this world, our only home. A lonely, fragile oasis that has been floating in the endless, freezing void of space for billions of years. From this angle, Earth looks absolutely serene. Green continents covered with snow-white spirals of cyclones, and deep, dark oceans where our life began. We are used to this tranquility. We build cities, plan for the future, and believe that we are in absolute safety under the protection of the laws of physics. And all this time, every day and every night, He has been watching us, our faithful, silent guardian, the moon. Let's travel to its surface. There is no wind here, no sounds, only gray, dead dust, scarred by ancient craters. But if you look up at the sky from here, from the surface of the moon, you will see the most beautiful landscape that exists in the universe, Earth. A tiny blue marble against the backdrop of endless darkness. It seems so small, so vulnerable. The connection between Earth and the Moon is a perfect gravitational dance. Our satellite controls the ocean tides, stabilizes the planet's axis of rotation, and gives us soft light at night. This balance seems eternal. But what if right now we commit a crime against the laws of the universe? What if this familiar view disappears forever? Imagine what would happen if instead of this small, harmless gray rock, in its orbit appeared him. I am erasing the moon from reality and putting Saturn in its place. Just realize the scale of what just happened. We just dragged a real cosmic monster to our borders. Saturn's system is so gigantic that it physically does not fit in our near-Earth space. A swarm of 146 moons of the gas giant has just pierced the inner part of our system. This giant web of icy and rocky moons now stretches from the orbit of Venus all the way to the orbit of Mars. We are inside a minefield, but let's return home. Let's look at the sky from the surface of the Earth. What we see staggers the imagination and paralyzes with primal horror. The sky above Earth will never be the same. Saturn takes up half the sky. Its majestic, shining rings stretch from horizon to horizon, blocking the sunlight. A cold, eerie twilight descends on Earth. Instead of the familiar moonlight, cities are now bathed in the frightening yellow-beige glow of the gas giant. It looks like a scene from the most expensive sci-fi movie, but for our planet, this is not a movie. This is a death sentence, delayed by just a few minutes. Saturn's gravity, which is almost 100 times stronger than Earth's, simply tears our planet from the Sun's embrace. We no longer belong to our star. Earth loses its orbital speed and begins to rapidly, in a straight line, fall right into the abyss of the gas monster. We are rushing towards death at a speed of tens of kilometers per second. Dead ahead, the famous rings of Saturn. Billions of tons of ice blocks, ranging in size from a grain of sand to massive skyscrapers. A collision with them would grind us into powder on the approach. But we are incredibly lucky. The axis of Saturn's rings is heavily tilted. Earth flies past this colossal cosmic meat grinder with surgical precision, without touching a single fragment. But this luck means nothing. We simply bypass the rings to meet the real nightmare. The closer Earth gets to Saturn, the more ruthless the laws of the universe become. We are entering the zone of critical tidal forces. The gas giant's gravity is so colossal that it begins to pull the side of Earth facing it much stronger than the opposite side. The solid Earth's crust cannot withstand such tension. Look at what is happening to the shape of our planet. It is no longer round. Solid rock bends like Play-Doh. Earth is literally being stretched in all directions. It deforms, pulling into the shape of a giant egg. The global ocean goes crazy. Water obeys Saturn's gravity and rapidly recedes from the shores. Oceans simply run away from their usual places, gathering into giant humps at the poles of attraction. Where a second ago there were kilometers of water, the bottom is exposed. Underwater ridges, the Mariana Trench, ancient continents that were hidden in the impenetrable darkness of the deep for millions of years. All this is now exposed and dried up. The planet is cracking at the seams. The mantle breaks out. Continents split into pieces. And here comes the structural limit. The mutilated, stretched, unrecognizable Earth crashes into Saturn's thick atmosphere at immense speed. A blinding flash of energy occurs. A kinetic impact of such force pierces the upper layers of the giant's clouds. Millions of tons of red-hot rock, boiling water, and steam are instantly thrown back into open space, forming a giant glowing cloud of debris. Absolutely nothing is left of our blue marble. Earth simply dissolved inside the gas monster, and Saturn, it barely noticed the impact. Having destroyed us, it took over Earth's former orbit like a boss and continued its journey around the Sun as if nothing had happened. But this maneuver did not pass without a trace for its retinue. The army of 146 moons could not withstand such a sharp jerk. The moons broke off their master's gravitational leash. Now they are lonely wanderers. From the huge Titan to the tiny Enceladus, hundreds of new objects have now scattered throughout the system. They became independent planets orbiting the Sun, creating a completely new, chaotic, and dangerous world order, in which there is no longer a place for Earth. The experiment is officially complete. If this gravitational apocalypse made you hold your breath, smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, head down to the comments, write your craziest ideas. What should we collide, freeze, or blow up next time? I carefully read absolutely all suggestions, and I will definitely shoot a new video based on the most liked comment. Thank you for watching, take care, and see you in new simulations.